Okay, that should do the trick. And if I can get my keyboard without throwing it on the floor, that would be nice. Also, my voice, not voice, my volume is off. There we go. Okay, everything should be working now. As I say, everything is probably horrible, as always. But we take it from there. Did I actually remember to... I'm not sure that I actually remember to change the sound. Oh, I did. Because of my stream yesterday, when I stream from a capture card, I have to delay some sounds. So I was not sure that I have actually corrected that for going live and stream now. But it seems fine. So that's nice. Yeah, everything seems good. I should really check these post-stream setups before I go live. But I'm an idiot. So let's jump into the game. And have a little fun here. I already set it to where I have to load the game save file, so... the game will log in from where you last left off. Is this okay? Yeah. I hope it's in the same room as I left off too. Yeah, it is. So, did I talk to everyone? I think. The only thing I needed was the door. Is there something you need to do in the gym? No, not really. Oh, do I just have to talk to her? Hey. Here we go. I might be able to find something here to protect myself with. Yeah, I'm sure I'll find something in the display case I can see. But didn't I check the display case already? Oh! Apparently I did not. Do you want a sword? Is this a sword? No, I think it's just a replica. Still, it's pretty impressive. It's completely covered in a gold coating. But, jeez, I barely touched it and I got the gold stuff all over my hands. Wow, you're right. Hands are tough to the gold. Even just for self-defense, I think it's a little... Well, it's still better than nothing, I guess. You should take it with you. It might help living up your room a little. You think so? But I guess you better be careful taking it back. You could wrap it in newspaper or something. And just like that, it's been decided. Well, that was fast. I wish I could take decisions that fast myself. I don't see anything I could really use for self-defense. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not like you need it right away, right? Plus, if anything were to happen, then when the time comes, I'll protect you. You protect me? Thank you for saying that. If I got you on my side, yeah, okay, it's on my side. I guess I don't need a weapon after all. Sayaka giggled as she said that. That mysterious smile. I can tell it comes from that heart. It makes me feel at ease. It comes from the heart, not at the heart. When I look back, when I look at her, I honestly feel like I can do anything. Okay, we can stop looking for a weapon then. But as long as we're here, let's hang out a bit more. I'm not allowed to check the display case anymore, am I? Oh, I am. It's a helmet of some sort. Why is something like that on display? Because I want to find those coins. And I have no clue where they are hidden. There's all kinds of stuff in the shelves up above. Isn't this something? Okay. Just want to make sure that I checked everything that I can attack with. Even though I know it takes a long time to play the game because of that. A pledge. I guess it's commemorated some kind of championship. It's a gold statue of Buddha. Why is something like that on display? Whether two or one thing? That's one thing. Some terracotta clay figures. Wow. They don't look like the kind of things you'll put in a high school gym. But I got a coin. I'm really questioning how many there are and if I have missed any. I probably have. Also, I don't know what they're for. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've checked everything else. Yeah, so I can press her. I know I said I wanted to talk to you, but now that we're here, I don't really know what to talk about.
Sorry.
And I was the one who invited you to come with me too. Sorry. It's okay. I mean, if there's nothing to talk about, then we can just not talk, right?
Huh?
Well, that works. Some weird universe, I guess. Huh? You don't have to force yourself to talk. We can just, I don't know, stare off into space or whatever. Well, technically we can't because we're locked in the school with all the windows barricaded, so there's that. Stare off into space. Oh, but you're probably super bored, just standing around doing nothing. No, it's not that it's boring, it's just I never really done it before. I don't have a lot of time to just do nothing. I guess that makes sense. You're not a normal high school student like me. You've got tons of stuff to do every day. Hey, this is kind of out of nowhere, but Makoto, do you have a dream? Oh, how was it I did that? It was this one. Well, what about you, Sayaka? What's your dream? I'd love to hear. My dream is... I always wanted to be a star, as long as I can remember. I grew up without a mother, you know, and my dad worked really late every night. I was always home alone. I was just a kid, you know, so I was really lonely. But that all changed when I saw a pop star on TV for the first time. But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. That was my first thought when I read that line. She was so pretty, like a princess, and she could sing and dance. But more than anything else, there was her smile. Looking at her smile, I could feel my loneliness melting away. I decided that's what I wanted to be someday. I wanted to give that kind of encouragement to others. Eventually, that became my dream. That's so amazing, though. You were able to actually fulfill your lifelong dream. Honestly, it's really incredible. Sorry. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that wasn't so pleasant. Huh?
You see.
I honestly believe that as long as you kept chasing your dreams, someday they had to come true. But to do that, you can't take your eyes off of your dream, not even for a second. Even if sometimes it's a bad dream, whenever you're awake, whenever you're asleep. To make your dream a reality, you have to keep your gaze fixed on it no matter what. In that world, If you lose focus on even a split second, you'll get left behind. You had to keep on swimming against the current. Wow, I can't talk. Without even taking time to breathe. That's the kind of world my dream lives in. Is it really that tough? Is it not fun at all?
Oh no!
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. Don't get the wrong idea. It's super fun. But there's this exactly that scares me. But that's exactly what scares me. Huh? I enjoy every. Wow. I enjoy every single day. I woke up and get to do what I do. Everyone in our group is amazing. We're rivals in a way, but they all mean so much to me. We've been performing together since we were young, so they're all like family to me. Without them, I would have given up on my dream a long time ago. To work together and fulfill our dreams together has brought me so much happiness.
But that's why.
But that's the thing that scares me the most. If the world gets tired of us, then what happened? What happened to us? Then the dream dies. These wonderful days come to an end, and everyone goes their separate ways. Sayaka? She's trembling. She must be terrified. She worked so hard, sacrificed so much to get where she is. She must be terrified of losing it.
See.
So that's the reason I decided to come to Hope's Peak. Huh? What do you mean? Well, they say that if you graduate from here, success is basically guaranteed. Which means I could keep on performing with my best friends forever and ever. That sounds a little long time. At least that's what I thought. I really did believe that, but now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. While I'm here, the world out there is forgetting about me. Minute by minute, we're all disappearing. But still, Sayaka? I can't afford to be stuck in here. That was the first time I heard her cry out from deep within herself. She sounded desperate, but I can understand why she feels that way. Trapped in here this way, the dream she put so much effort into is on the verge of disappearing forever. And that isn't something that can be fixed with a few kind words. The weight she's carrying, I can't even imagine it.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to complain. I kinda killed the mood, huh? No, not at all.
Sorry.
It's really hard to follow along, I feel like, for you guys watching out there when I don't make voices for the characters. But I feel like I'm not that good at it. So I actually really enjoy when these type of games to have a co-host or something that can read half the voices in conversations. Just because it's kind of feel more organic in some ways, if that makes sense. But yeah, sadly I don't. Not this time around, maybe when I play the second game, unless there's more voice acting in that game. But yeah, I have to wait and see for that. I'm really sorry. Saika? Actually, are you hungry? Before we head back, why don't we go to the dining hall and get some food? So...
Okay.
You want me to make us something to eat? I might not look like it, but I'm actually a pretty good cook. Oh, really? That was a mood change. Holy crap, she was turned on a dime. What's your specialty? Chili oil. You mean the condiment? Just kidding. She burst off laughing. Her earlier mood disappeared, replaced by a bright smile I'd quickly grown used to. But how it happened so fast? It was almost like a mask, like some kind of natural expression. Well, off to the kitchen, guys. Anyway, we headed to the dining hall, to get something to eat, before returning to our rooms. Oh, I have to sort over there now. The only thing in my room is a fake sword covered in gold. All it does is make me feel that much more uncomfortable. Well, sure. Anyway, there's still plenty of time left in the day. I really don't feel like just sitting here. Maybe I'll take a look around. You're about to have your first experience with free time. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, I want to know what that is all about. As you live out your school life here, you'll be given free time at certain points. During your free time, you can spend time with your fellow classmates to deepen your friendships. You can also give them presents, which is potentially giving them an even better impression of you. Wow. You can get these presents from the Mono machine in the school store. Come by early and often. At certain points, you'll witness intimate events, and new information be added to each person's report card. Oh right, there was something in the achievement section about report cards. These events can also open up new skills, which will prove useful as everything plays out. We strongly encourage you to develop and deepen as many friendships as you can. Also keep in mind that when you talk with certain classmates, time will pass. When you finish, you'll automatically return to your room. Oh god, that doesn't sound like a good thing. Time pressure. After a certain amount of time passes, your free time will come to an end, and the story will progress. If you prefer not to engage in free time, you can always choose to simply go to sleep and skip it. We recommend that this approach. We wouldn't recommend this approach, but if you absolutely must press forward with the story, then anyway, why don't you try it out by spending some time with Miss Sayaka Misono? She's the ideal partner to begin with, don't you think? Free time. Okay, but I don't think there's anything new in this room. I'm pretty sure I've checked everything. Leave this area, yes please. Okay, so let's see, where was that Momokumo thing they talked about? Can I see the map? Because I don't think it was in this building. Oh, I got confused by the error on the screen, oh my goodness me. I just like to have the map up when I move around. But yeah, maybe that is oh, don't I have a counter so I can see how much free time I have? I'm guessing... is it down here? Rattle rattle. The door one button must be locked. Oh, where's that one? Where did they say it were? I already forgot. Oh, I can get in here. Oh, that's the gift shop. Fair enough. This is one of the monitors Momokuma appears on. Right now it's just showing the school crest. I don't even want to think about when it might show up on the... I didn't read the last word, sorry. Okay, I have a couple of things. A vending machine. I guess this must be the school store then. Oh, I thought I could press that one. Yep, this is definitely the school store, but it has kind of a Japanese Western blend. It seems more like a gluttony and antique store. Ooh, a nice coin. I'm still wondering how many of them is just lying around. A surveillance camera. I hate the idea of some... oh, he says the same thing with every surveillance camera. But I think this is the thing I can use the coins for then. What's this? Oh, maybe I turn the knob and a prize will come out. Would you like to try your hand against the almighty Momokuna machine? Yes, please. Alright, let's give it a shot. Number of coins. Oh, so it's like the more coins that come in, the likelier the chance for not getting a repeat is, I guess. So that means I actually have to play the game more than once to get everything? Oh god, I'm gonna hate that. Got an item. Yeah, so if I put 2 coins in, I'm sure to get something new. But since the chances for getting something I already have is so little, I will just do it like this. Ooh, lucky. What does lucky mean? Oh, I get an extra? Already have that though. I don't feel lucky now. Okay. It's got 2 repeats. How do I leave? Oh, R to return. I should probably get going. Leave this area, yes please. How was it? Was this F1? Yeah. Presents. Okay, so these count as presents. A giant donut that doubles as a floating device, and oh, I can. Naturally, you can snag on it while floating out at sea. It comes in a variety of styles. Everlasting bracelets. Slippers with a small wheel installed in each heel. On a slipper? That sounds weird. 2 tickets that advertises a whirlwind tour of Mo and... Okay. Proof that you cleared the prologue. Oh, so right. Okay. Still have no clue how I'm gonna find all the secrets in this game. But I'm not trying to either, I guess. I'd rather just progress a little in the story at a time. But I have a couple of characters I can talk to. Getting stuck in here is like totally disgusting. Shit, I want to get out of here. Okay, I have no clue how the gift thing works. But maybe they will explain it when I go to her. I guess I should press the doorbell.
Listen.
You know, Makoto, I'm so anxious. I really am afraid. Should I talk to Sayaka for a while? Go see who else is around. Okay, spend some time with Sayaka. That was the game told me to, so I tried. Are you going to try and cheer me up? Sorry, I'm making you take the time out of your day like this. I did my best to comfort Sayaka. Sayaka and I grew a little closer today. We would like to give Sayaka a present. Yes. What would you like to give her? So the question is... what matches her? To receive something so wonderful makes me happy, but...
So happy.
To get it from you, Makoto, I can't begin to describe the feeling. Seeing Sayaka so pleased with something I gave her makes me happy. I don't know if that was a correct answer to give her, though. I don't know if they have specific gifts like in a dating game sometimes have. Makoto? Do you think you could make time for the 2 of us to talk? What's wrong? Why are you being so formal? Well, it's just... I guess that was kind of formal, but... It's just because I know I can't... because I know I can count on you. Huh? Having you by my side really makes me feel a lot better. If you weren't here with me, I don't know what I'd do. I'll be lost.
But that's why...
I hate that we had to meet again under such awful conditions, but I'm relieved you're with me. Sayaka? Standing here face to face and hearing her say that, it's nice, but kind of embarrassing at the same time. I know how you feel. You being here is what saved me. Really? Thank you for the flattery. That smile. That mysterious smile that softened my heart. I really wasn't flattering her. That smile saved me. But it's kind of strange, you know. I never thought I'd get a chance to really talk to you like this. Although middle school, you never talked to me. In fact, you never even looked at me. It's because you were like a celebrity. I couldn't just go around staring at you. Wait, how do you know I never looked at you?
Hey,
Because I looked at you all the time. Huh? Okay, that's just creepy.
I...
I was always looking for an opportunity to talk to you. You wanted to talk to me? But since I always had so many people around me, but ended up graduating without saying a word. That was one of my biggest regrets. But why me? Do you remember doing our first year of junior high? The huge bird wandered into our school pound. Actually, now that I think about it, I do sort of remember something like that. It was like out of a fairy tale. The turtle once, uh, the turtle once every million years. The bird once every thousand. A huge bird wandered into our school pond during our first year of junior high. I think I might have been. Okay, Sparrow and Crane I know, but the Freakazoid is a horn. I'd take that. It was a horn, wasn't it?
Oh
No, no, quite. It was similar but even bigger than that. Like a horn but bigger. That would have to be a huge bird running into our school pound during the first year of junior high. I think it might have been. Sparrows are not that big. The crane, that's kind of a big bird. It was a crane. I just dropped right into the pound.
okay.
That's right. That's what it was. It was so big the teacher had no idea what to do. But you led it into the forest behind the school. You helped it find its way out. Well, only because I was already in charge of taking care of the animals at school. They made me do it.
You see.
I should have said thanks to you, but is it okay if I do it now? Thank me? I'm that crane, you see. I came to return the favor. Here, let me make you a cloak. Just kidding. Yeah, I kinda figured.
But...
Honestly though, I was so impressed. That's why I always wanted to talk to you even just once. I never imagined this would be how I get my chance. Yeah, if I met again in a train station somewhere downtown, that'd make it for a nice dramatic reunion. But instead, it's this weird school. Maybe, but still. I'm sure you'll help me find my way out. You're just like that crane. You'll save me.
You see.
It's just intuition, I know, but I still believe it. I'm going to save her. I'll do my best, I promise that. I'll make sure I'll move. I'll make sure it's more than just the intuition. If there's anything I can do, I'm going to do it. I believe in you. Besides, my intuition always turns out to be right.
Like I said, I'm psychic.
Cause I'm psychic. Kidding. She laughed out loud as she said it. The closer we get, the stronger that smile of hers makes me. I was glad to feel that way. Okay, Psychiatr's report card has been updated based on your experience with her. You just unlocked the skill melodious voice. Give yourself a pat on the back. You earned it. Okay. Game told me to. Also, ow. That's actually not easy to give myself a pat on the back, apparently. Because I smacked my hand into my headset. Once we're all done, I head back to my room for a little while. Okay, I have a feeling at some point I need to look up a tutorial to get everything. Dun 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 dun. I don't know, every time I hear that bell now I'm thinking of the ending song. I don't know if it's all the endings there is that, but the Chica ending from Love is War. Every time I hear that bell. Most of course I actually like that animated sequence they have there a lot. So it's not a bad one to like, I think, but yeah. Oh, what did I press? That. For some reason, my mouse was not on screen.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Okay, I actually like that I can set that to auto when they are talking. Since we have the game on English. Oh god, it's still auto. Ah, stop. I missed that. I didn't know how to turn off. Controls. Left shift. How do I cancel auto? Untranscript. I like that the space key has the Danish name for it because I'm Danish, so it's called mellemrum. Oh, that's stupid. Yes, cancel is just skip text. Okay, just by pressing it again, apparently. It just didn't work before for some reason. As my eyelids began to slide close, the conversations I had with Sayaka this morning began to replay. In a way, it's almost frustrating. Even if I understand where her desperation is coming from, I can't share in it. The pressure she's under is way different from anything a normal high schooler like me goes through. She didn't just stumble into this school the way I did. So I can't say I feel things the same way she does. Compared to her, no. Compared to everyone else here, there's no doubt I just don't match up. I guess that might explain my own frustration. Momokuma Fear. So I'm sure that you noticed the killing game has begun, but there's still room for a little laughter. It seems our newest student, already so filled with despair, still have some hope to escape. So when will it begin? When will their hope begin to die? Is it time yet? Is it time?
Heart-pounding excitement. Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
Fair enough. Morning has come. What should I do today? Oh, I have free time. Okay, the first thing I want to do is actually look at the report cards. Because I am curious. Okay, so it's things like this I unlock. The thing I remember Ramakosa's from junior high is with the crane got stuck Medeiros voice. Yeah, because I have no secondary cards with any of the others. Only her. I don't even have a secondary card on myself. Ultimate unlucky student. Okay. But since I have free time, I feel like I need to go out and talk to some of the others. Who do we have over here? Hello!
Hey, you bastard!
Okay. I just said hello. What are you doing, Makoto? You gotta hurry up and find a way out of here. Should I hang out with Leon for a while? Spend some time with Leon.
Is it like
You're not trying to get me alone so you can kill me, are you?
you?
My fans will all go psycho on you if you do. I'm as popular as an international superstar. But if you're not gonna murder me, then let's hang out. I don't really want to be alone anyway. I spent some time with Leon. Leon and I grew a little closer today. Yes, let's see. Maybe the tickets I have. Also wondering the things I use if they disappear from in here. I just have them for ever and ever. I think actually maybe the tickets I have would be a good gift for him. If I can find them. Asian tour tickets. I'm not sure if he will like them, but let's try. For me, thanks. Does it mean he likes it? Liked it? I'm not even afraid anymore. Now I'm just pissed off.
Hey, you bastard!
Why? Why is this happening to me? This isn't fair. I mean, am I wrong? Yeah, it really isn't.
Hey,
Right, totally unfair. Ultra unfair. Just like having to shave my head right before every baseball game. Well, I mean, you choose to do that, right?
you.
Come on, man. Are you against me now, too? I didn't even want to play, but the coach and all the teachers bugged me, so I did it. And then they made me shave my head just cause it's tradition. How's that fair? You really hate baseball that much, huh? Damn straight I do. Who has fun running around on the dusty field for 3 hours? But for baseball players, the field is like sacred ground, isn't it? But it's so not cool, spending all the time and practice getting covered in sweat and dirt.
Hey, listen.
It's just baseball, right? It's easy. Who needs practice? I think the gods picked the wrong person to bliss with that much talent.
Oh yeah.
Still, I gotta admit, baseball wasn't all bad. I did have a few things going for it. Yeah, right. Like the feeling of camaraderie between you and the teammates.
I mean, seriously.
Nah, nothing like that. I can't stand being around a bunch of sweaty guys. They're so totally well. I got the wrong pictures in my head now. Thanks. Then, what did you like about it? Well, I hate studying, right? But I still got into this super fancy school on a sports scholarship. As long as I kept playing, I never had to study. And besides that, I made me super popular with ladies. Booyah! You're jealous? I got third base in more ways than one. Oh god. If you know what I'm saying. Just kidding. I got plenty more where that comes from. I'll tell you more about it next time. Anyway, let's hang out again sometimes. Talking to you helps keep my mind off this place. With a smile on his face and a spring in his step, Leon scolded away. I'm not totally sure why, but I guess Leon likes hanging out with me. Leon report cards have been updated based on your experience with him. You just unlocked the new skill, Robot Jock. Give yourself a pat on the back, you earned it. I will not try that again. But free time is probably over now. Once we're all done, I head back to my room for a little while. But yeah, I feel like there might be something New Game Plusy. Plusy. Plusy-esque. Because if you miss some of these things, maybe you can unlock them all in one game. But I do know that there are the killing thing in this game, so if a character dies and you don't get it in that run of the game, then I don't know, maybe. Also, but just because of the randomness of the gifts. There's still a lot of time left on the day. I really don't feel like just sitting here. Maybe I'll take a look around. Also, I have more free time. Let's see if we can find some other characters. I already talked to you. I'll just see if there's any more characters in this area. And sorry about me having the map up all the time. I could just take it away. It's just to make it... Oh, hello there! Who else do we have? Seems actually to be everyone. Unless... I don't actually... Oh, I was just about to say, that's a dark room. I forget they had to build the room first. Okay, there's two things I can interact with. There's a hatch on the floor. Rattle, rattle. It won't, but it must be locked. Well, there is a lock on it. That was why I wanted to check here. Leave this area. Nope. Another camera probably stays the same as always. How long am I going to be stuck here while being watched with all these cameras? Okay, almost the same thing. I'm starving for information from the outside world. If only there was TV that would work. It looks like some kind of switch. I wonder what it does. Well, it gives you coins apparently. I can't get inside. The gate is in the way. That was not the button I wanted to press, but fair enough. Can I use these rooms down here too? Okay, there's only two things in here. It's a fish tank. There's a bunch of little fish swimming around inside. And a coin. Doesn't seem to be anything else. I don't want to talk to him again, so... And I'm pretty sure I may not go into the girls' bathroom. This is a girls' bathroom. Obviously, I can't go in. I kind of figured. Okay. Oh god, there's a lot of things I can check here. Every washing machine there owns a washing machine. Not surprising. This is a laundry room after all. Well, we're just gonna check everything because I have no clue which one of these that gives money. See? Okay, I'm definitely gonna play this game in my own time afterwards just to unlock everything. Also because I'm an idiot completionist at times. There's some magazines lying around, probably to kill time while we're waiting for the laundry. I can check how many things over here. A vending machine. It's always nice to have a drink while your laundry gets done. Why specific the bathing suit? There's a swimming suit hanging on to dry. I wonder whose it is. I mean, I really want to know. I'm pretty sure who it is that belongs to. Okay. Because we have the girl that is the ultimate swimmer, so... Okay. Right now it's just showing us chooses. Okay, that's the same as before. Okay. Did I press this camera up here? I can't remember. A surveillance camera. I hate the idea of someone... Okay. Let's talk to you.
Okay.
Each and every person has to do their job. The cooperation of each player is teamwork. That is a quote from the famous rugby player Yuji Matsuo. We gotta do the same thing, cooperative, so we can survive. Should I hang out? Yes, spend time with Hina.
Yeah.
Wanna go for a run to release some of that stress? Hina and I went for a light run through the school. Hina and I grow a little closer today. We would like to give Hina a present. Yes. These ones. Wait. I can keep this, right? Right? Yeah, that's just stoked. That face, that is just too precious. Seeing Hina so pleased with something I gave her makes me happy. Oh man, oh man. What's up?
Okay.
I'm getting totally fired up. Wait, how come? How come wasn't? It doesn't matter. Now that I'm revived up, I need to get it out. Let's race. I didn't think that's a good idea. I wouldn't stand a chance anyway.
That's right.
Really? Well, I don't mind a solo run. Well, hold on. You always seem so excited, Hina.
What's your deal?
Hey, are you making fun of me? No, I'm just impressed. Those faces, really? I used to know this one guy. He was always like, Hina, you're like a super spaz. A super spaz? I don't know that word. Super spaz? Yeah, like, he sees me wearing shorts in winter, and he says stuff like that. But if you lose to the cold like that, it just means you weren't dedicated enough. Oh, you did stuff like that and didn't even get sick?
You got it all wrong.
Getting sick is for the weak. If you're really dedicated, winter means even lighter clothes. It's all part of your training. Training? Huh? So, like, are you the type who gets sick easy? Actually, yeah. See? You're soft. You need more training.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get the perfect remedy to keep someone like you fit as a fiddle. Huh? What kind of remedy?
Yeah.
Actually, I do this myself every morning. I just trip down to the way. Wow, I can't read for some reason right now. What was that? Oh, that was weird. Something just flashed on my screen, so... Oh, it seems to be working still. Great. You just trip down to your wrist. Then take a dry towel and start rubbing down your bare skin. I call it, what do I call it again? A way to keep healthy by stripping down and rubbing a towel across your skin. Let's take a shot at this. Towel treatment? Is it something like towel treatment?
You got it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right. I love going out on my apartment balcony. Stripping down feels like a wind on my skin. Okay. So, she is my daring run. Good, it feels so amazing. A little bit a morning pass without getting in a good rub down. Wait, so you went out on your balcony and stripped down? And you were okay with that? You should give it a try. If you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything. I hate to see you catch a cold or something. Okay, I got a achievement there. The achievement probably doesn't show up on stream though. Hina's recall card has been updated. Maximum number of skill points has increased. Hey, look at you go. Skill points? After being introduced to a unique sickness prevention wizard, I went back to my room. What was that about skill points? Oh well, free time is over. I don't know if free time is important to go around and talk to, but I feel like the skills are something you really want to get.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
Wow, did nothing really happen?
As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bug bite.
The third day here has already come to an end. When are we gonna get out of here? Yeah, I'm questioning the same thing. I lay down on my bed and stared blankly at the ceiling. And before I knew it, I fell into an uneasy sleep. Momokuma Theater. Momokuma Theater said the same thing twice. I'm an idiot. I need an immediate fast action pick me up. If it doesn't act now, it's the time of giving it in to regret. What do you think guides the world? Speed? Of course. That's why Formula 1 drivers are so popular. An idiot can accomplish something if they take it slow. Even a human piece of excrement could create a masterpiece if they spent their entire life on it. Someone who does things in a timely fashion is both wise and admirable. Straight is better than a curve or an angle. Freestyle is better than a backstroke or breaststroke. Drive-through is better than sit down. A Sunday comic artist is smarter than a graphic novelist. What I'm saying is, speed is the gold standard of the standard world.
Which is why I said I need that pick-me-up.
Meanwhile, 0.000002 seconds later.
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine! Get ready to greet another beautiful day!
I woke up in the irritated sound of Momokuma's voice. I slowly pulled myself out of bed. Ugh. Another night of restless sleep. Day after day, I can feel the fatigue piling up. As soon as the thought had crossed my mind, the sound of the doorbell forces its way into my room. And there's nothing changed in here. I also don't know if new coins... Why does it feel like the door is not touching the wall? What the hell? That is some graphic choice there.
Hey.
Fantastic morning, isn't it? Taka? Now then, if you'll pardon the intrusion. Without waiting for a reply, Taka brought into my room. What's up, Taka? No matter how intentionally the stormy seas may batter me, I will not fail as long as my feet are firmly planted. You agree, right? I'm not sure I understand.
Without a doubt.
That was something. And if you don't... Oh, sorry. If you can't do it alone, just find someone to support you. And you can support them back.
You hear me?
That's how you can overcome any storm. I was thinking about it last night, and I decided we all need to really come together. And that was when I realized, every morning from now on, after the morning announcement, everyone should have breakfast together.
Quiet down and listen.
And now it is the beginning of that fateful day. Please head to the dining hall at the earliest convenience.
Got it.
That's all for now. I have to let everyone else know for good news. Tiger didn't even wait for a reply. He turned and left before I could say a thing. Well, I guess I better head to the dining hall. But first I think I will go and use the Momo coins. Momo coins. Momokuma! Well, we call him Momo coins now. Can I... Oh right, I actually have a sprint button. I don't have a reason to go to school. Well, I may not go there yet. Ah, I hit the wall, but it doesn't stop. It just skied off to one end side. What the hell? Also, I want to do something here quick. There we go. Do I have to talk to everyone? Yeah, it's just the same as it was last time. I actually don't know if I have to.
What's your problem?
What's the point in talking to me? Tiger the one who get everyone together. Go talk to him if you have question or whatever. Okay, I will just talk to him then. No reason to stall the story more than needs to be stalled. Okay, looks like everyone's here, so then. Let's begin our very first breakfast meeting.
down and listen.
Is everyone actually here? No, I feel like... No, she's not here. Oh, what's her name? The one we don't know who is super something. Okay, everyone, thank you for making time in your busy schedules to come together.
Give me a break.
I don't make time for shit. You dragged me here. I know I already mentioned this earlier, but in order to get out of here, it is essential that we all cooperate with each other. And the first step is this breakfast meeting, to allow us to become friends and build trust. So from now on, let's all meet here in the dining hall, every morning after the morning announcement. Now then, let's start. Let's eat, sorry. Oh god, creepy. You want me to eat breakfast with other people? I've never done that before. That's your...
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
But more important.
Well, anyway, did anyone happen to come up with any clues? Silence echoed throughout the dining hall.
Seriously?
Seriously? Nothing at all?
Hey!
Well, you didn't come up with anything too, so... Anything. It can be about how to get out. Who's doing this? Nobody has anything.
Are you okay with this?
Are you going to die?
Huh?
Huh?
Do you understand?
If you can't stop yourself from showing weakness in front of others, you will die.
Stop it!
What the hell? Don't even freaking joke about that. I'm not joking. Adaptability is survivability. Did I not say so? So, you better hurry up and adapt to our new life here.
What the hell is this?
Have you gone completely insane? Adapt to my new life here. Do you have any idea what you're saying?
What?
Yeah, sounds like the girl wants to live here. And hell, more power to her. But shit.
Piece of shit!
Nowhere in hell I'm living here. I'm getting out of here. I don't give a shit. Sure, feel free. Okay, so nobody has any clue.
What the heck?
One thing I can tell you is, who's behind all this? Someone who's totally weird and messed up. Why else would why else would we be trapped in here in the first place?
Hey, listen.
Well, sure, it could be something like that, but for right now, actually the clues are... Exactly. What's up? If you think in terms of people who are literally abnormal or bizarre, do you think maybe the person responsible for all this could be a certain murderous fiend? A murderous fiend? Chihiro, do you have some idea who might be behind all this? Well, maybe. I mean, I can't really be certain, but... certainty is not as certain right now. I'll allow whatever remarks you may have.
You know?
Okay, well... Have you guys heard of... Genocide Jack? You mean that serial killer that's been in the news all over the internet? In the news and all over the internet, wow. The monster villain who's murdered scores of victims in brutal, bizarre fashion. The word bloodlust was left in each murder scene without any... wow, written in the victim's own blood. Whoever it is, he's like a ghost. He strikes without warning and disappears without a trace. And on the internet, they started calling him Genocide Jack. That's about covers it, I think. Just taking a drink, so... Again, all this reading is not good for my throat, I think. They say he's claimed over 1,000 victims. That's just an urban legend though, right? I mean, even like 10 people would be totally insane. Anyway, whoever Genocide Jack really is, he's obviously some kind of super crazy killer.
Huh?
And if he really is this ultimate psycho, I wouldn't be surprised if he put together something like this. Oh, right, they're called Ultimate, not Super. But like I said, I can't be certain. I don't have any evidence on anything. It's just a thought.
Hey, hold on.
But if they're the killer, isn't that like a killer of problems for us?
Yeah.
It's okay. Everything's absolutely different, positively 100% without a doubt gonna be okay. Cause help's gonna be here soon. I'm sure of it. Help?
Cause, I mean,
We've been stuck in here for a few days already, right? Nobody's been able to contact us, so I'm sure they're getting worried. I bet they called the police already.
what's this?
The police? You're putting your faith in the police? What are you doing here?
You guys.
Seriously? Do you understand what role the police exist to fill? All they're good for is being a fool, playing against a villain or anti-hero or evil organization. The bad guys come along and destroys them. Destroy them. And that shows just how badass they really are. Are you sure you want to rely on such an unreliable group of losers? I mean, come on. If you really want to get out of here, all you gotta do is kill.
What the hell?
Why the hell are you laughing?
You know?
I'm just impressed at the total commitment to this whole act.
Come on.
You're still going about that?
You're fucking dead.
So, Mr. Serial Killer Psycho Freak Bastard, what the hell do you want? Mr. Serial Killer Psycho... Psycho Freak Bastard... Wow, that was even harder to read when they put together the words. Huh? That's a pretty long name, German... Gammon, maybe. German, maybe, oh.
Hey, come on.
We know who you really are. Maybe if I ignore him, he'll just go away.
You son of a bitch.
Hey, don't ignore me, asshole. Okay. Let's get back to business. Your life here has already begun. And a couple of days have gone by. And nobody's killing anybody. I thought all you kids were lazy and selfish. And here you are working together, but I'm totally bored. There's nothing you can say that make us start killing each other.
I got it.
Wait, I think, yes. Ding ding ding. I figured it out.
In other words,
All the mystery ingredients are here. The people... right. Wow. Right people? Right place? So why hasn't anyone killed anyone yet? That's what I couldn't understand. But I just realized there's one very important piece missing. What are you... If you want to know, I'll tell ya. It's... motive. It's so simple. I just have to give everyone a motive.
Stop fucking around.
Motive? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey,
Oh, by the way, there's something I want to show you guys.
You son of a bitch.
Stop changing the goddamn subject. Changing. Wow. I should not be allowed to read anything. I have a little video I'd like you all to see. Oh, but don't worry, it's not some pervy adult video or anything. Seriously, it's nothing like that. It's a special video for each of you showing what's going on outside the school. Outside the school? What are you talking about? Oh, Master's so impatient today. Why don't you just watch it and find out? Here, in the school, there's a specific place you can go that has everything you need to watch a video.
correct.
Yeah, that was the one that was missing from the picture of the whole meeting. For some reason. Maybe just because they used the old picture where she wasn't there and then just reused it here. Good. Then we can go watch the video right now. But before we do that, I'd like to know... What are you? Why would you do something like this? What do you want from us? What do I want from you? Well, if you must know...
just there. That's all.
You just had to make it crabby. Crabby.
Well now.
If you want to know more than that, you'll have to figure it out for yourselves. Do whatever you need to do. Uncover the mystery hidden within this school. I won't try to stop you. Cause, to be honest, it's entertaining as heck to watching you guys search so desperately for answers. So I guess I want amusement from you too. He's gone. And once again, he left before we could find out anything useful.
Is that right?
Really? I think we learned something very useful. He has no intention of standing in the way of our pursuit of the truth. Interesting.
However,
Perhaps. But what about the video he mentioned? I'm very curious to see what's on it.
that's true.
Same here. Okay, so Mundo started lazing around the dining hall. But then his gaze landed on me. He stopped.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Makoto, check this out for us, would ya? Why me?
Yo,
Cause you're closest to the door, that's the rule, right? Rule?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, hey. Hey.
Piece of shit!
Well, okay.
Stop fucking around.
You see how passionately I'm begging you? That's the big deal. Just check it out real quick. Okay, I guess I'll get along then.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, thanks. I owe you one.
Hey,
If Makoto's going, I'm going with him. It's not safe to walk around this place alone.
Yo,
Yeah, sure thing. Then we are counting on you both, the both of you. If anything happens, just yell and we'll come running. I can't decide if Mundo is totally dependable or completely terrible. Yeah, I have to say he's kind of both. He's not exactly a bad person, but I definitely can't say he's a good person either. So then, there's this specific place where Makuma mentioned. It must be somewhere you can watch DVDs, but if it's a place set up for watching DVDs, then I don't think it's any of these rooms. Because we have... I'm thinking maybe the RV room here. But I want to go to the gift shop first because I have the coins I can use. Okay, we still have a big chance of getting new stuff, so I will just keep using singles. That looks creepy. But yeah, I think it's when it gets to like 15 to 20%, then that looks burned. That I will stop using more, start using more coins, and stop using more coins. Okay, let's see if we get something new that I don't have. A ring. Nice. Well, at least I'm getting a lot of things I don't have. And a lucky one. But I also think it's built like every time you have used a certain amount of coins, you get a certain to get something you don't have. Well, thank you for giving me something. That is not the right button. Well, I got a couple of new things again. This is one heck of a room. Okay. The box is important, so we'll just check everything in. What kind of monitor is this? Who would even make this kind of thing? It has Momokuma Kyo written across it. I guess they covered all the details. What else did we have? We had the box, and then we had this, and the camera. A surveillance camera. Okay. Huh? There's something inside this cardboard box. It's a bunch of DVDs. And each one has a label on it with someone's name. It must be the video for each of us he mentioned.
Hold on a second.
I better go tell everyone. She ran off. I don't follow after her. I just stood right there where I was. The DVDs in front of me had robbed me of all have robbed me of all awareness. I was rooted in place. I think I see something. Next to the monitor is a high-end DVD player. It's probably play those DVDs, probably. Maybe I'll just watch mine real quick before everyone else gets here. I sorted through the DVDs I found in the box. And found the one with my name on it. Then I set it into the expensive-looking player. I sat down and stared intensely at the darkened screen, and then I yelled out without realizing it, and my heart started racing. Because what I saw on the monitor, it was my family.
You getting picked to attend Hope's Peak Academy is like a dream come true. Make sure you do your best.
I'm so proud of you, son. But remember, don't push yourself too hard.
Are you really watching this, Makoto? Good luck, okay?
If I had ended here, that would have been fine. I messaged of love and support. After leaving my family behind to attend Hope's Peak, it would have given me hope, given me strength. It was a normal school. I would have been happy, if a little embarrassed. With my family's support to rely on, I would have been motivated to do even better. But here, now, it was totally different. It wasn't living an ordinary school life. So I had a pretty strong feeling that the video wasn't going to end there. I hated having the feeling, but it turned out I was absolutely right. This time, I couldn't even make a sound. My voice just died. Where'd everyone go? It looked like a war zone or something. As if in replay. As if in replay, voice came floating out of the speakers. I recognized the voice, of course, it was him.
Makoto Naegi, accepted into Hope's Peak Academy, and his family, who supported such a lucky boy. But it seems like something's happened to this family's well-being. Oh boy, this is bad. What could have possibly happened to this family's well-being?
Look for the answer after graduation. What is this? What happened to everyone? I started trembling. I could feel fear and anger building up inside me, like hot magma. God damn it! I slammed my fist against the disc over and over again. A single thought was racing through my mind. What else? How could I think about anything else? I have to get out of here. I have to get out right now. I need to make sure everyone's safe. Makoto? What happened? Make sure who's safe. I noticed everyone standing around the entrance to the AV room. They stared at me, faces full of confusion. What's going on? Without a word, I pointed to the cardboard box.
Is it like...
Is that what Momokuma was talking about?
What does this mean?
What's on them? They all gathered around the box, and each of them grabbed the DVD with their name on it. One by one, they each rushed to a monitor. I didn't take long for them to react.
What the?
What the fuck? This can't be real, right? It has to be fake, right?
Hey, hold on.
Yeah. No way it's real. No way. It can't take it anymore. I can't take this anymore. Let me out of here. As soon as I saw their reaction, I knew they had all seen something like what I seen. Nobody even bothered trying to hide their fear and confusion. Wow. Except for her. Even now, she was totally calm.
I see.
I see. So this is what he meant by motive. He wants to fuel our desire to leave, so that we're most likely to start killing each other.
Yes, indeed.
It is the classic prisoner's dilemma. Huh? Let me use an example. Imagine two countries are on the brink of war, but both countries want peace, and each committee, and each commits to scaling back their forces as a sign of good faith. But there's a chance that one country may betray the other, so each country fears lowering their guard. The result is that neither scales back their forces, and they both end up betraying each other.
Do you understand?
In other words, the fear of invisible threats becomes the greatest enemy of stability. Or tragedies, I actually think instead of not threats. That kind of sounds like us right now. Everyone says they work together, but in our hearts, we all afraid someone might betray us. Don't put those awful thoughts in our head. That's exactly what they want us to do.
Huh?
You can't say that, but maybe you're thinking that once everyone drops their guard, you can just...
What is this? Hey.
This is exactly what Momokuma, or whoever is behind this, wants. They want us to fight, don't you see? Yeah, you're right. We all need to calm down.
So then,
Okay, then maybe we should start by all just talking. Maybe if we all just talk about what we saw, that'll help get everyone out of this system. Besides, I think we're all super curious, right? I wonder what's in. I wonder what was in everyone's video. I'll be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Say, Saika. What was in your video, Saika?
what's your problem?
Oh, what's wrong? Just hurry up and tell us. Sayaka? I gently placed my hand on her shoulder. Stop it! She pushed my hand away and suddenly ran off. Sayaka?
That's enough.
Let her go. I can't do that. I have to go make sure she's okay. I hate romantic comedies like this. Comedies? What? I don't care what happens to her, personally.
What?
That's because you're totally thoughtless. Really worried? Then why don't you go do whatever you think you have to do? We don't all have to stick around together, right?
I hope you are well.
Speaking of which, I have my own things to take care of. Goodbye. Everyone went their separate ways, but I don't have time to worry about them right now. I have to go find Sayaka. Leave this area, yes please. Where could she have gone? She can't have gone far. I should check around the school. Okay, what would make sense? You're not Sayaka. I don't think this one was open before. Was it? Well, it's not here. This is still closed off. That was not the bathroom I wanted to press. I wanted to go to the girls' bathroom here. Let's see. This is the girls' bathroom. Obviously, I can't go in. I know. I just wanted to see if I could knock on the door, maybe. You're not the one I'm looking for. I actually don't think I ever checked this for anything useful. Also, it doesn't seem like there really is anything. There's two things. But then again, I also don't know if the Momokuma cameras, not cameras, coins resets. So if I found them already in one area, then they're collected. I could be wrong. Okay, I checked this, I checked these rooms. I'm pretty sure she's not going to the store. We were in here to begin with. We have two classrooms up here. There she is. I found her in one of the, I found her in one corner of the empty classroom. She was sitting in a chair, hands on her knees, staring absently at the floor. She looked like maybe she was upset or angry or no. She didn't even have any expression at all. There was nothing on her face that you call emotion. It was as her original mask has been stripped away. Sayaka, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, no. How could I possibly be fine? What did we do to end up like this? Why are they doing such terrible things to us?
Why?
I want out. Let me out of here right now. Sayaka, calm down. I need a drink, so fundamental. As she thrashed around, I grabbed her by the shoulders.
Huh?
I understand. I know how you feel right now. When I think what might have happened, it's my family, to my family. But now more than ever, we have to stay calm. This is exactly what they want. They want us to lose our composure and stop thinking rationally. Think about it. Those videos have to be fake. Because if the things really did happen, people out there would be in an uproar. Our families, the police, everyone. Right? So let's just calm down, okay? Otherwise, we're already lost. I know I was trying to convince myself just as much as her. I kept repeating those words to myself to clear away the images that had been burned into my brain. Be calm, okay? Just be calm. As long as we work together, I'm sure we can find some way out of here. And help might even come before that. But what if there isn't a way out? What if help never comes? If that happens, then I'll get you out of here myself, no matter what it takes. When I said that, I paused. I had no idea what had come over me.
Sayaka? Please, help me.
Her voice was small and shaky.
Why? Why is this happening to me? To kill or be killed? I just can't take this anymore.
Sayaka.
I don't know if I said that, I actually really like the art style in this game. Finally, she raised her face up from my chest. She looked at me with those big, wet eyes of hers.
Makoto.
Can I believe what you said? Huh? That you'll help me get out? No matter what it takes? Absolutely.
Makoto.
Makoto, you're the only one I can trust, so please.
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
Huh? Of course I'll be there for you. No matter what. I'm always on your side. I mean, you are my assistant after all.
Makoto.
Thank you. Hearing you say that, I feel like I can keep going. I can get through this, as long as you're here with me.
Because I'm your assistant.
Like you said, I'm your assistant. The smile I come to know so well returned to her face. It felt a little forced, but still. It was a huge improvement over how she was before. Oh god, that sound effect. It's standing up! Makoto is standing up. What's standing up?
Come on.
Do you even have to ask? Your flagpole. Get the hell out of here.
Just a minute.
No, I want to join in. Damn it. Well, if you want to leave, then tell us what the hell is up with those videos. It's about to come out. It's gonna come out. My pristine, pure white stuffing. My honest, innocent stuffing is about to come gushing out. Oh god. I balled up my fist, took aim, and swung as hard as I could. I had never put so much energy into a single motion before in my life. I leaned back, channeling all my power, and let go with everything I had. Ah! Are you okay? If I hadn't avoided your punch, you would just have violated school regulations. But boy, are you slow! I could have downed $1,000 full cost dinner in the time it took you to finish your swing. Your speed, agility, alertness, passion, boldness, sense of despair, antagonization, it's all lacking. That was a lot of words. What the heck was that just now? He just wanted to mess with us. Well, for now, you wanna just head back. Yeah. Momokuma hadn't come along and swiftly destroyed the good mood we had just created. Sayaka and I headed back to our dorms. You should get some rest, Sayaka. You still look pretty shaken.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for making you worry about me. You're right, I'm going to lay down for now. With a nod and a smile bow, she disappeared into her room. Now on my own, I headed off to tell everyone that Sayaka was okay. Once that was done, I decided to go back to my room. It was hard to think after watching that degrading video. I needed some rest on my own. Gee. Surely, what's going on here? There's just so many problems. I can't even decide what the biggest problem is. That we're trapped in here? That what I saw in this video might be real? Momokuma? What the mastermind has in store for us? Or are we our biggest problem? I want to get out of here, but I could never kill someone. Do the others all feel the same? Yeah, that's definitely the biggest problem right now. Huh? When I opened my eyes, they darted immediately to the clock. It's almost 10 o'clock. I fell asleep without even realizing it. Nighttime's about to start. So, how come someone's here?
Sorry.
I'm really sorry to come by so late. Sayaka? Sayaka, what are you doing out so late? That's when I noticed. Her body was trembling. Is everything okay?
It was so strange.
Sorry to bother you, but something really weird just happened. Something weird?
Makoto.
Just a little while ago, I was laying down in my room, and all of a sudden, my door started rattling and shaking. Her voice sounded like all of her air had been squeezed out of her lungs. Just hearing her talk made me tense
I
up.
was so scared.
It was like someone was trying to force the door open. My door was locked, so they couldn't get in, of course. But they started shaking the door harder and harder. I was so scared I couldn't even move. So, what happened? After a while, it just stopped. I let some time go by. Then I got up and opened the door to check outside.
Makoto.
But there was nobody there. Someone tried to force their way into your room? But who would do something like that?
I mean,
It's not like I'm suspicious of anyone here, but still, it makes me nervous. What if something like that happened in the middle of the night? What would I do? You don't have to worry about that, right? I mean, we can't go outside during nighttime. But that's just a promise we made, right? If someone decided to break that promise, then why don't you stay in my room tonight? Would that make you feel a little better?
Huh?
What? All it said in the school regulation was that we had to sleep in the dorm rooms, right? It didn't say specifically which dorm room person had to be sleeping in, so...
Hey,
But two people sharing one room is, you know... oh jeez, I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. Honestly, that didn't even cross my mind. No, I know, me neither. It's not even what I meant. It's not even what I mind. It's not even that I mind the idea, but... Wow, I couldn't read that sentence. If you don't mind, could we maybe switch rooms just for tonight? Switch rooms? If it'll help me, wow, if it'll help put your mind at ease, then it's totally fine with me. But I don't mind you staying in my room. But are you sure you're okay with me staying in yours? That doesn't concern you? It's fine. I trust you. In that case, then.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
I actually wonder why the dining hall is being locked at 10. Or maybe that's because of the fill-up and stuff like that.
Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Oh man, it's already nighttime. Okay, so it's settled. I'll head to your room right now. Oh, if you're gonna trade rooms, we better trade keys too. No, that's right. We have to trade keys. Again.
like I said, I'm psychic.
Huh? Hey, are you gonna say you were just kidding? What if I wasn't just kidding? Something resembling a smile had made its way to her face. Thank goodness, it looks like she's already started to get back to normal. Okay, we better trade keys then.
Okay.
Yep, let's do it. We exchange keys and then I... Wow! We changed keys and when I looked back at her again, there was another world expression there. Makoto, please be careful. If someone comes to the door, don't open it no matter what. I won't. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your room for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I actually won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point in even switching? Oh, by the way, just so you know, my bathroom door tends to get stuck. There's a little trick to open it. You will have to turn the knob, then lift up on the door while you pull it out. Just do that and the door should open. No problem. Okay, but the other one were doing nighttime anyways, right? That's right, I totally forgot. But I guess I might use it when I get up in the morning, so thanks. Okay, well, I better get going. See you tomorrow, Sayaka.
Hey,
Oh, and about what I said before. Huh? When I said it was psychic, it really was a joke. Honestly, I'm just very perceptive. Yeah, I know. Good night then. See you in the morning. Sayaka gave me one last penitent smile, and I headed off to my room. To my room. I looked around as soon as I got out in the hall. Everyone else's doors was closed. There was no sign of life. Good, there's nobody here. Making sure nobody was around to spot me, I rushed into Sayaka's room. Well, that looks kind of like mine. So this is Sayaka's room. It really doesn't look any different from mine. It smells nice though. Time to check everything. Trash can! It's kind of weird to dig through people's trash, but I couldn't help taking a quick peek. There wasn't any doubt about it. It was the DVD with her name on it that we had found in the AV room. That reminds me, I never did get a chance to find out what was on this video. But it's probably best if I wait until she brings it up again. There's something there I can check. Oh, it was just the door. Okay. Mostly the same things as before, but I end off with the bed, so just not to go to bed. My room came with a lock kit, but Sayaka has a sewing kit, just like the note said. And next to it is a map of the body's vital organs. So that matches what I know. As well as it makes sense there's be one here. It makes sense there will be one here. Why? This is one of the monitors Momokuma appears on. I guess it should be surprised to find it here too. Can I use the bathroom? If I remember right, it's a girl's private bathroom have a lock on it. Then I'm a little reluctant to go in. I don't think Sayaka would like to snooping around too much. I should probably go to bed soon. As I lowered myself into Sayaka's bed, a pleasant fragrance developed me. Sayaka's scent. Maybe I'll bring me some sweet dreams. That seems creepy a little. Feeling a little better than before I fell asleep. Momokuma Theater. Imagine you're all in a big spaceship in the middle of an intergalactic adventure. You heard of Noah's Ark, right? We're sort of like that. We set sail and left Earth behind. Here you don't have to worry about crazy neighbors, corrupt cops, drunk drivers, pyromaniacs, sorry, I read that wrong. You don't have to worry about the ozone layer or asthma induction air pollution. And of course, you don't have to stress about studying for finals or practice for big game bugs. Hey Jelly, welcome to the stream. And yeah, it's gorgeous, right? In general, I like these, the look it has. But even our driven world of freedom has a few rules. After all, freedom can only exist because of rules. If you really dead set on returning to the tiny piece of dog poop you call Earth, please do your best to follow the rules. I hope you made yourself. I made myself practically clear. Yeah, but how are you doing today, Jelly? Have to make sure to get some sleep or something to eat at least this time.
So then, let's everyone do our best to follow these new guidelines and live happily ever after together!
You're still creepy. What is Jelly and sleep? That two things that doesn't combine apparently.
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine!
No, he has really an unsettling voice, so but I think that's the theme. I can't actually remember how it sounded in Japanese when I watched the anime. And I'm curious, this game has a Japanese voice track too. I just took the English one because I understand English and then I can listen to it when they actually talk. Even though it's not that often, so there's a lot of reading still.
Get ready to greet another beautiful day!
I sat up, still half asleep, and rubbed my eyes. Slowly I pulled myself out of the bed. I remember I was in Sayaka's room. I just remembered I promised to eat breakfast with everyone else. I'll better get going. I left Sayaka's room and made my way toward the dining hall. After a few people had already gathered at the dining hall by the time I got there. Hello, Makoto. And good morning. Can you believe it? I was the first one here this morning. Well, that makes sense with that guy. Good morning.
Hey, Makoto.
Morning. I suppose I'm early. I figured everyone who has arrived on time should be considered model high schoolers. And the ones who showed up a little late...
Yo.
Sorry I'm late. My makeup just would not correlate this morning. That smile is just fucking creepy.
Well...
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My morning, duty took a little longer than usual. Knowing him right now, I don't like that he said it like that. Where the times with the more relaxed sense of time, most high schoolers fell into this category. Jelly turning into Momokuma. 70% cotton and some other things. For the rest of the 30%. And finally, the ones who kept everyone waiting forever.
Indeed.
I suppose I'm late. Good morning, everyone.
My bad, my bad.
My bad, guys. Slipped right through my alarm.
What's your problem?
What? It is so awful to be late.
Yo.
I didn't know, Steve. Just so you know. Nope. Got lost. I blame the Bermuda Triangle. Well, that is the thing. Don't care about time or other people in general. They're the kind to move at their own pace. But regardless, everyone had arrived. At least that's how it was supposed to go. Wait, aren't we still missing some people? Yeah, Sayaka and Bayoka. Bakuya, I actually think it is. Aren't here yet. I don't know about Bakuya. But I wouldn't definitely put Sayaka in this modern high school category. So for her to be late, maybe.
What?
What's going on? Did something happen?
Yo.
Hey man, have you seen Sayaka? Why would I have? I just came straight here from my room. Did she forget about the breakfast promise?
However,
I get the same sense she always has her stuff together. Listen to everyone talk like that. A small dark speck of unease raised up inside of me. And that speck started to grow quickly. I need to go. I have to check on her. The words had barely left my lips before I flew out into the hall. Where I headed first was my room, where I let Sayaka stay for a single night. Where she was supposed to be safe. But over the course of that one night, the room had been completely transformed. What the hell? There's a keychain. There's a keychain on the ground. It has my name on it, so it must be my room key. I gave it to Sayaka when we traded rooms. This is the replica Sora brought back to self-defense. It's been taken out of its seat. More importantly, where's Sayaka? I know, I just checking stuff. It looks like his leg rolled way less stretchy than it used to. More importantly, where's Sayaka? Stop asking that question. I'm checking stuff. This is the replica sword I brought back to self-defense. This is the sheet for the replica sword. The sword itself has been removed. More importantly, wait. Do I have to say that every single time? This is the stand for the replica sheet. This is the place stand for the sword, yeah. the bed's been damaged too. I think that is every important stuff. Or can I check the scratches on the wall? There's a slash and scratches on the walls and the floor. More important. Okay, I know where she is, just because I remember the first couple of episodes of the anime. I'll better check the bathroom. Let's take a look. Inside. It took me a second to realize that I was screaming. What I saw dug its way through my eyes and burned itself in my brain. And then... everything went black. God damn it, indeed. When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring at a huge ceiling. It was a ceiling I remember seeing before. And when I sat up, I saw someone looking at me. Again, it was something I'd seen before. Ah, you're awake, finally. Are you okay? Now's not the time for sleeping. Get your ass up. Huh? You were unconscious, dude. I had to carry you back here.
Well,
It's no surprise, considering what happened. What happened? Hey, are you okay? So, it wasn't a dream. What I saw, it was real? That's right. It really did happen. Sayaka is dead. Yeah, so I think what I talked about earlier about that you can get their... There's an achievement for getting every information about them in that report card about them. So either they have, like I said, New Game Plus thingy going on, or I just have to talk to her everything the free time I have to get all the information. So I have to know who's going to die and stuff like that, maybe. But again, I will probably be playing this game once more in my own time to unlock everything, because I'm a freaking completionist when it comes to achievements. A deep dark despair wakened its way through my body, and then exploded out of me. I shut up and took off running. Hey, where do you think you're going? I have to see for myself. I have to see if Sayaka is.
Just give up.
You can check once, twice, 1,000 times. Sayaka is completely and irreversibly dead. No, I have to see for myself.
Why?
Listen to us,
Why?
man. What do you think is gonna happen if you go out there? Well, what good is it to go? Wow. Me reading, good. Well, what good is it going to do just sitting around here? I mean, why are we all hanging out in the gym at a time like this? Our friend Sayaka, she's dead. Dead. When I said that, it finally hit me. I realized she really was gone.
Calm down.
None of us wants to be here right now either. Then why? Shouldn't it be obvious? Kuma, he told us to come here. I'm really not good at starting when I read. Well, hold on. Don't talk like that. We all protested it. I mean, remember the terrible space Sayaka was to pay. Wow. We remember the terrible price Sayaka has to pay. Sorry. But
So,
I'm the one who convinced him to come right now. Right now, we need to do whatever it says. We're his prisoners, right? It's not a good idea to defy him, whatever reason. Thanks, Jelly. We don't need to make any more sacrifices than we already have. Why should we listen to anything he has to say? It's already he's the one who killed Sayaka.
Wrong.
I would never do that. If you can't believe anything, you can't believe that. He's here again.
Hey,
Unless someone violates the school regulation, I absolutely will not interfere. I can promise you, I won't do anything that goes against the purpose of our school life here.
listen up.
I'm famous at safari parks throughout the world for following the bare times one rule.
But
Then, who did it? Who killed her?
come on.
You all know the answer. The one who killed her is one of you. Nobody had a reply to that. One of us killed Sayaka. Don't be stupid. That's...
What?
What's the matter? You guys all look like you're about to see a dove get shot with a Gatling gun. Well, that's overkill to shoot doves with Gatling guns, but fair enough. Some people have some weird fetishes. Do you remember what I told you when this all began?
Yahoo!
One of you decided to kill Sayaka so that you could graduate. Someone just following the rules. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
You're lying, right? Of course he's lying. I'm telling you, he's killed her.
wrong.
Nope, sorry. One of you is now a bona fide killer. Wow. If you wanted to, the one who did it could testify to that little fact. What? Without thinking, I looked around at everyone. They all had the same look on their faces. Everyone looked at each other with a combination of fear, suspicion, and confusion. Are you serious?
What is this?
Someone killed someone? It is amazing what people are capable of.
Just hold on.
Hey, hold on. Don't just assume he's telling the truth.
Stop talking.
That's enough. Before we do anything else, I'd like to confirm something with the stuffed animal here. If one of us really did kill her, that person gets to graduate from the school, right? Huh?
Come on.
Don't play dumb. That's what you said, isn't it? If you kill someone, you get to leave. So, who are you suspecting right now? If you can't remember the names, it's fine just to how they look. We know for a fact that our character didn't do it because we are the main character of the game. So, thank you for taking the evil after.
What?
Why are you laughing? It's cuz. Naive. You're just so naive. And I will say Momokuma is not a killer either in this story. He hasn't killed anyone, so he's not lying about that. I do remember who killed the first one in this game though. I'm not sure about the rest. I remember some of them, but not everyone. You think it's really that easy? You can just kill someone and waltz out of here?
Hey, come on.
You're super naive. Never is naive. Hell is surely naive. No. The real thing has just begun. The real thing?
Now then.
Are you ready? Allow me to explain the second part of the rule regarding graduation. Just like I explained before, you must kill someone if you want to leave. However, even if you do that, there's still one more part to the agreement you have to uphold, remember? Chihiro is the short, shy one in the green clothing, and the other one, the one that told them to go there, that is Kiriki. Kiriki. I can't remember how to pronounce her name. But I will try to point them. If you get a full screen of everyone, I will try to point out which one you're talking about.
Then perhaps...
Are you referring to the rule number 6 of the school regulations? If you are the blacknet that committed the murder, you can be found out by the other students. That is what you are talking about, isn't it? Or is it not?
In other words,
Bingo! It's not enough just to kill someone. You have to actually get away with it. Which naturally means you need a system in place to assist whether or not it's been gotten away with. So, a certain amount of time after the murder has taken place, a class trial will begin. Class trial? Yep, it will begin in a few hours after the murder. Everyone will gather together, including the blacknet who committed the murder. And they and the spotless students will all engage in one big debate showdown.
during the trial, you'll have to present your arguments about who you think the blackened is. And once everything comes to an end, the outcome will be decided by popular vote. If the answer you've arrived at is correct, only the one that disturbed your peace will be punished. The rest may continue their communal life. However, if you choose poorly, then the one who got away with murder will survive, and the rest of you will receive your punishment. Which of course means your school life will come to an end. As far as class trial rules go, that's all there is to it.
Well,
So, what exactly is this punishment you keep talking about? Oh well, to put it simply, it's execution. Execution? I like how his one side of hair is just spiking out to the side.
What?
Okay, so this is one of the characters you're talking about, Jelly. And by execution, you mean...
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
Oh, this is a really well-built paper plane. So, to make sure I understand, if you get the culprit right, then only they die. But if you get it wrong, all the rest of us get executed?
Well done.
What smart little champion C you are. Look at you, implying you didn't do it without actually saying it. So it's basically what the outside world calls a lay judge system. Or in an inquisition type thing. Which means you'll be deciding who you think is the killer. But just carefully, because all your lives are now on the line. Okay, let me just add a rule I just described to your notebook. Make sure to keep it in mind. The new rule has been added to the regulation menu. Thank you. What? Hold on a second.
How are you talking?
You're freaking insane. You know that?
What the?
A class trial? What the hell is this? Is that? I don't want anything to do with it.
What's this?
Why not?
Stop it!
What do you mean, why not? Why do I have to waste my time trying to figure out who murdered someone? What? I would say you're not gonna participate in the trial. Only punishments await such blasphemy.
The hell are you talking about?
What? Punishment? I might, I don't know, throw you in the deep, dark, scary prison or something.
shut the hell up.
Thank you for reading out the first line. Say whatever you want. I'm not gonna be part of this.
I don't believe.
Don't be so selfish.
Stop it!
You're the one being selfish. Kill whoever you want. It's got nothing to do with me. The evil standing here before me. I'm trembling with fear. But I won't give in to such evil. It's my style to stick it out and resist till the very end. If you're really gonna get out of here, you'll have to go through me first. As he said that, he came shouting at us, although it's more of a whittle. But then... That is one angle that we all like to see. To be fair, I have a figurine of Yonko. And you actually have to be very precise how you look at her, or you will actually get an upskirt look on her. So this is kind of accurate.
Are you enjoying yourself now?
Are you? Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation. I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help! To me, godly spear, Gungnir!
This wasn't supposed to... Why me?
Suddenly, right at the end, her eyes shut wide open. And just like that, she never moved again.
No way!
Oh, what the? I don't... This can't be real. Thank you.
Well now.
Now, I'm painfully aware of the great power of the and meaning of a promise. I really wanted to keep a corpse from dropping. Wow. I really want to keep a corpse from popping up for no good reason. You know. But I guess all needing. I tried that again. But I guess you all needed to be taught a lesson. After all, what an amazing promise. But now you guys understand, right?
Now you see just how serious I am. Defy me and you get shot full of holes, exploded, buried alive, disintegrated, etc. So, if you don't want that to happen to you, you'd best obey those school regulations.
Well, she got murdered. Yoko's body had been impaled with a bunch of spears. An unbelievable amount of blood started pouring out of her body. It was the first time I was ever seen the moment someone's life came to an end. Nobody there could deny what they seen. Yonko, who until just a second ago had been our friend, was dead. She died. She'd been murdered. In simple terms, it was the death of a human being.
Right,
It's really not all that shocking. She just died, that's all. Just went and died. It's no more remarkable than the inevitable demise of the entire human race. It's just as natural as the eventual end of the world itself. This isn't some superhero comic, so it's not like when you die, you didn't really die. This is reality.
Why?
The other one was this one you were talking about, Jelly. Kirigiri. Kyoko. I just go with Kyoko, that's much easier to say. Why did you have to kill her? Didn't you say you would put her in prison or something? I changed my mind. No, you've been waiting to kill this entire time.
say what?
Kill this entire time? Don't be silly. You can't kill time. Or are you being metaphorical? Are you saying I wanted to waste time this whole time? Come on, what do you take me for? I'm Momokuma.
Well now.
Anyway, none of them matters right now. I have something I'd like to give you to help you in your search for the Black. This little file has all the information I'll gather about the death in question. I like to call it
The Monokuma file!
It's weird that they say Monokuma when it says Momokuma. I think there's a... Okay, so it's not that character. I mean, naturally you guys aren't experts in this kind of thing. So you can only do much with the corpses. So instead, I gathered up everything I know about the circumstances and cause of death. That's what... that's that. What's that? How do I know the cause of death, you ask? Cause the surveillance cameras picked up the whole thing. I got to see it all go down.
So then,
Wait, so then, you know who killed Sayaka? Of course I do. If I didn't, I couldn't possibly pass a fair and accurate judgment during the trial. Now, could I?
correct.
That is a good point. The judge has to be able to make the proper decision. That's somehow confronting.
Well,
Now then, please put your full effort behind your investigation. After all, you don't have any choice but to give it your best shot. Seriously, you don't have a choice. Okay, I will meet up at the class trial in a while. And with that, Momokuma disappeared once again. He left us standing in confusion. He left us at the total loss. He left us with Junko's dead body growing colder right in front of us. And for who knows how long, nobody said a word. The fact that Sayaka and Junko were dead has a huge shock, of course. But there was more to it than that. It was also the idea that one of us had actually murdered someone. And that if we didn't find out who it was, we would all die here. We found ourselves in a situation where we couldn't help but look at each other with open suspicion. It was the worst situation imaginable. And yet, even in such a previous terrible situation, she didn't show the slightest hint that it has got to be her.
Hey,
Now it's time to wallow in a decision. The worst thing we can do right now is lose all faith in each other. That will I'll try that again. That will lead to the same disastrous result as having total faith in everyone else.
What?
Huh?
in other words,
Courage is absolutely key at this point. Who you decide to trust or not to trust is, of course, up to you. Continue to think about and talk about the disease certainly isn't going to help anyone.
What the heck?
Saying stuff like that is just... How many times have I told you? Anyone who can't adapt will die. Death is the only thing awaiting those who are unable to unwillingly do adapt. If that happens, you only have yourself to blame.
That's terrible.
What an awful thing to say, especially after what's happened.
just a second.
Right now, exposing the killer is the most important thing. Because if you don't, we're all going to die here. She's right. We need to begin our search right away.
Of course.
Either way, we can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward.
What the heck?
We just have to do it, I guess. What other choice do we have? No way in hell I'm letting someone kill me. Alright, damn it, let's do this. We just have to do it. Everyone keeps repeating that statement. They were using it like a mantra to give themselves strength. But they're right, we just have to do this. No matter how much we don't want to, we have no choice. If that's what it's gonna take to survive, then that's what we have to do. On top of that, there was something I needed to find out. I had to know why Sayaka had to die. Why she had to be the one. I'm terrified to find out, but still, I have to know. Otherwise, I know I'll never be able to accept her death. Which is why I don't have any choice. I have to do this. Okay. We have the whole lineup of characters here, so you said this character down here, Chihiro. Who else are you suspecting? We can give the numbers in order, so we have what? We have the character that is hiding behind him. That is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, and 12. And a dead body. I'll just look into the dead body now that I'm here. I gently place my hand on Yunko's lifeless body. I touch her wrist and check for a pulse, like they do in the movie and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say, she was gone. I don't know you even bothered to check after. After those injuries and losing that much blood. Frankly, I'll be shocked if she did survive something like that. Huh? Hold on. Hold on. Just wait a second. She's dead? Then that means everything that happened so far is real? It's not a joke or whatever? It's really real? Hell no. Someone save me. Let me get out of here. Somebody help me!
What's your problem?
You're just accepting that. Well, yeah, or is it this guy you're actually thinking about? No, you said 2 girls. I don't know. Choco. I have to see. This one is Choco. If that's one you think about, the one behind the big guy. It seems like I have to talk to everyone. Okay. She must be too shocked. She can't even open her mouth to talk. Hifumi. Consistency and crest. We're starting new. Please wait a moment.
Just a second.
Hold on. Huh? Before we begin the investigation, isn't there something else you need to discuss? Oh, yeah. Oh, I have to talk to her probably.
Hey.
Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about searching for crime scenes. To do about securing the crime scene. That is fair. Again, as I said, I have watched the anime and stuff, but I only remember the first one here, who did it, and there is one later that I think I remember. But I can't remember them all either. But again, I also think that it has been like 6 or 7 years since I saw the anime, so... What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty, so nobody can disturb the area, aren't you? After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we are pretty much screwed.
Hey.
Sorry? In that case, I don't mind doing that. I don't like leaving, having to think anyway. I'll let you guys figure it out who killed that chick. Okay, then we can let Mondo look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone.
What?
What? Why the hell not?
Stop talking.
Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, what's the first thing you would do? By volunteering for guard duty, you are in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. But fuck you!
So then.
Fine, then I'll stay here on guard duty as well. That way, there's no problem. 2-player co-op, base defense with the 2 of them. With their stats, they're totally OP. Since we won't be able to help investigate, we're putting our faith in the rest of you.
But
I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try. Can I leave now?
Just a second.
Huh? Before we can investigate. Wow, I still may not leave.
Anyway.
We're going to find out who the killer is. Because if we don't, we're all going to die here. Do I really have to talk to every single one of them?
What should I do?
There is only one culprit per trial, I know that. So... Someone got right in front of us, right? Died right in front of us. We can't run away from the situation. So we have no choice but to move forward. Come on, man, let me out of here. Come on, someone let me out.
Huh?
Is this really happening?
Fuck with me.
Screw the piece of shit bear. Oh, I just talked to her.
Anyway,
But I'm not allowed to leave yet.
What the heck?
I hate this. But still, we don't have a choice. We have to figure out who did it. Or else we all dead.
Oh.
So you finally noticed.
What the crap?
Huh? Noticed what? I was looking through the Momokomo files we received, and I noticed something very obvious and very unusual. Huh? What are we talking about? Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Saika died? She died in Makoto's dorm. What? She's right. Then, could it be? All at once, everyone gaze turns to me. Hold on a second. You got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid. You expect us to believe that? Just tell us the truth. The look in everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had turned in other words. Wow. Fear had returned. In other words, you think I did it?
so then,
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon. At this point, we should split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We will have to collect clues from the foundation. From our foundation. Wow. We have to collect clues to form a foundation, then construct an argument to come to the final conclusion. They all want Protect Dead. I actually think there's a story about why. I think you get it revealed after you have found the killer, and you get the whole story, what's going on with this one. If you get this wrong,
so
well, do I really have to say anyway?
perhaps
You don't know.
goodbye.
Everyone pray for good luck. But that Kyoko hurried out of the gym.
Goodbye.
I'll be going too. And just like that, Kyoko, he was gone. And just like Kyoko, he was gone before I realized it.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? I better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
Let me just say this right now. If whatever son of a bitch did this is here right now, they're thinking of destroying that
You're
evidence,
fucking dead.
they better not let me find him. I'll skip the trial and cave the goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious, I will fuck them up. Like his deadly words hang in the air, he and Sakura ran off.
So,
But I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? And we're gonna investigate a murder. How do we even do something like that?
Anyway,
We don't really have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. We are... what are you implying?
this is very suspicious.
It was you. I tell you, it wasn't me. I don't care. Don't come any closer. Are you gonna kill me next?
So,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check, just to check. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. All it takes is one glimpse and I blank out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, whatever. I don't think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I better get going. Wait, don't go yet. You have to hear me out. But it was pointless. Everyone had already left. And their partial look at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something. Otherwise everyone will...
Execution is execution. Execution! chair. Zzz, zzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
I can't let that happen. I can't let things turn out the way Momokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. Investigation. I guess I should look through the Momokuma files I got before. Sorry. The victim was Sayaka Maisono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The blood was discovered by Makoto's. The body was discovered in Makoto's room, in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to her adornment. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appeared to have suffered a fracture. We have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow I have to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I have to find out how she was killed. Momokuma file number 1 has been added to the Truth Bullets section of the handbook. Okay. Leave the gym, yes please. I want to go to my room to investigate there. So I don't know if you get all... wow. Bathroom at 1 a.m. 1:30 a.m. They think she got killed. Or at least that's what suffices it. But I don't know if it's just like Ace Ventura. Wow, wrong person. Ace Attorney. Where you get all the clues you need for a trial, or you can actually miss clues and miss a trial, I don't know. First of all, I should head to the scene of the crime, my room. We won't make any progress without investigation there. That is correct. So I headed to a room where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I better examine the state of my room a little closer. That might reveal something new. There's a key on the ground. It has the name of... so this must be my room key. If I remember correctly. Oh, that's... I like the sweet jazz, by the way. Oh, that's right. We have to trade keys. When we switch rooms, we switch keys too. So Sayaka would have had the key in here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true then, how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Could Sayaka have forgotten to lock the door? No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Maybe? Even if I'm sure it's you, I actually won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point in even switching? After saying that there's no way she would have forgotten to lock it, or open it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere and someone else grabbed it or something. No, that's not possible either. Sayaka was in here when we switched room keys. And with how scared she was, I wouldn't have gone walking around. So she couldn't have dropped it. So how did the killer... switching rooms has been added to the Truth Bullets section of the handbook. Now I just have to check everything. This is the replica sword. Doesn't mean it was used. That doesn't. Does that mean it was used at the attack weapon somehow? Oh right. Maybe. And plus, it's been taken out of the sheet. I hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now. I should be surprised it's coated in gold too. On top of that, some of the gold coating has come off or part of the blade and the handle. Yeah, the handle especially is missing a lot of its coating. I remember the coating sticking to you even if you just touch it a little bit. The replica sword has been added to the True Bullet section of the handbook. Then we have this one. This is a regular sword brought back from the shelf. Yeah. Does it mean that... Okay, new information. And plus, the sword's been taken out, so it's just the sheet, but... Huh? There's some scratches on the sheet. They must have been made with something sharp. But how the sheet get scratched up in the first place? Wow, I can't read. Even if someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheets to be damaged. I mean, if you're gonna attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. I actually think, because I can't remember how the murder happened completely, I actually think the sword, this sword was used in defense and not to attack. So that is why the sheet has damage, because she was stabbed with a knife. So the killer must have come in, attacked her, she grabbed this sword and tried to defend herself, is my guess. A heavy shield like this would only get in the way. It could just slice off in the middle of a fight. So why are those scratches on the stuff? Okay, anything else? Can I check the trash can? Nope. The table? There are scratches and gorges on... Wow. There are scratches and gorges on my walls and my bed. Is that evidence of struggle? It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Yeah. Damn it. I was right here in the other room. If only I heard something. Wait. Oh yeah. The rooms are soundproof, by the way, so you can't hear what's going on in the other rooms. So even though he was in the room next door, he wouldn't hear anything. That would not have been possible. Huh? Don't you remember? All our rooms are complete soundproof. Oh, they explained right here. So something could happen in the room next to you, and there's no way you would know. Well. Perhaps this was another of Momokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder. There got in the bit like someone tried to attack it. What the hell happened here? Okay, I think these things are just connected to the same. Is that evidence of struggle? Oh, new one. It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Our rooms are completely soundproof. Remember, if anyone have... Well... I think I have read this before, so let's just skip it, the same thing. Okay, I can talk to these guys too. Let's just see what they have to say. Sakura, dude, you think I'm guilty too? Hey. I try not to make assumptions like that. I simply don't know whether or not you did it. Whether this decision the rest of you come up with, I will follow your lead. I see.
By the way...
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could already destroy some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body. I mean, there's a trash room here in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
You son of a bitch!
That dirty bastard! Anyone who raises their hand to a woman, and is scum that deserves death. That's why my brothers taught me.
Fucking dead.
So if I even found that son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But what if it was a girl that did it?
Yo.
That's all gets sorted out when the time comes. Can I check drawer? Okay, the toolkit is still in there.
Yo.
Hey, seriously.
What?
Why aren't exactly the mood to be involved in fucking unit furniture, right? So you haven't used your either, right?
What?
That just means nobody bursted theirs out yet, as far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way,
none of the guys have opened their toolkits yet, cause like, why the hell should we? Would we? Okay, so there was some information with the toolkit. I don't think these plates are important for anything, but I just... Oh, it's the camera. And I don't remember what this is. I don't pad is still here, but I don't think it's revealed anything new. Okay. So let's talk to Kitty Kitty. Hey, Kyoko. I will go with Kyoko. Why do I keep forgetting that? I quietly called her name while she was investigating the area, but...
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
No, not really.
I'm searching.
Searching?
She was down on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of my room.
Did you lose a contact or something?
I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. Again, those camera angles though. Why do we have to get an upskirt picture of her? I hit the door. I should look around here first. I can check the other spots later. I have checked everything, haven't I? Oh, I haven't checked these scratches, if I can hit them. There are scratches and gouges on the walls and bed. There, I have already told that.
Well.
Ah, fuck! I didn't plan on doing the twice, sorry.
Well.
What am I missing? Is it the roller I have to check still? Huh? Looking at the lint roller, it looks like they were less than the worst before. Decided to see how dirty my room was and decided to clean it up. I'm trying to see there's something behind her. Oh right, the stand. It's a display stand the sword was in. Nothing new there though. This is one of the monsters Mokoko appears on right now. It's just throwing a school crest. Sorry for the bungee, it's really loud. Okay, I don't think there's anything new. No. Yeah, this door just leads outside, so that's why I wanted to see. Or maybe they have something new to talk. Hey, Kyoko.
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
No.
I'm searching.
Did you lose?
But a few seconds later, she suddenly stood up straight and said, "Oh, I was missing something there." So maybe I needed to check the standee before I talked to her. That was not obvious at all. Maybe you could have said something about going further into expect or something, just to make it easier. Are you a clean freak? Huh? No, I don't think so, but what? Now she'd land around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. What's interesting?
Hey,
Just as I suspected, there's something very unusual about this room. Unusual? What do you mean?
so
I searched for I searched your floor from one corner to another, and I didn't find one single strand of hair. Really?
indeed.
Not one hair from the victim, and not one hair from you. Even though you've been living in here. You know, now that you mention it, I noticed something while I was looking around myself. It looked like the lint roll in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Because someone had used it too?
I see.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your linen roll without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. Was this Sayaka or the killer?
Well,
That's the question, isn't it? Okay, can I get in here now, please? The bathroom. And on the other side of this door. Now she has alien blood. No, I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, I stepped into the bathroom. Ah, she's definitely dead. Looking at her made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. That's a good question. I don't think I will get the answer by checking stuff. I think it's more safe for the trial. She had lost everything that made her her. Sayaka. All at once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, the urge to burst into tears, and song. Wait a second. But I can't hesitate now. Why did Sayaka have to die? I'm really not good at setting a mood, am I? But like, dance a song. Sorry. Why did Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I had to find out what happened. I wanted to give up, I wanted to collapse, but that thought held me up and supported me. Okay, there's two things there, and the shower head. I'm just quickly checking the camera what I can do. Okay. The water for the showers get turned off at nighttime. I look past Sayaka's on the wall behind her, and there I saw. Well, written in blood were the number 11037. Did Sayaka do this? I told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw, but now no time to think like that. I pulled out the Momokuma files and verified what she was about, what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object has been thrust into her stomach. That must have been the killing blow. Yeah, it's definitely in there. But whatever they used to kill her, whether they got it, that's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Momokuma files, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. But there's something got a sort of glittery there on her wrist too, right there. Where her, wow, I don't know why I can't read today. Where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. That definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me is, there's some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. I really like the stylized blood, by the way, that it's purple. You know, like human blood. The palms of both her hands and are totally spotless. So how come only one finger, left finger? The stab wound in her stomach is what killed her. So when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she's already been killed? Hey Danny, welcome to the stream. Why did I say Danny again? It's just Dan, sorry. Welcome Dan and welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it stop by today too. Even though we are almost done with the stream for today, I still appreciate the recurrent people. I mean, how would it... Oh, I'd already read that. So, it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. The killers attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when the wrist got broken. After that, the killer... wow. The killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they've infected... Oh god, I can't read! Why is up with me today? I know I'm bad at reading, but still, holy crap. This is worse than normal. Oh, by the way, just a fun thing before I continue. As I said last time, I normally upload these videos or streams on YouTube afterwards when I'm done with streaming. this game actually got what's called copyright claimed. Nothing there. I could still upload it. I just can't monetize it, but I can't monetize anything on YouTube anyways. So I don't really care about that. I just upload them so people can watch them there. I thought the copyright was because of the intro sequence, because the intro song thingy that sounds a lot like the one from the anime. I thought the copyright was because of that, but it isn't. In the beginning of the game, you see someone get murdered in a contraption. It was that part for like those 30 seconds that got copyrighted. And not only that, it got restricted, so you can't, in any Asian countries, except for like Japan, China, and there was one or two more. You can not watch it in any other Asian countries besides those 3 or 4 countries, which was really weird to me. So yeah, sometimes we just like YouTube, I guess. Oh hey Wall, welcome to the stream. And yeah, region restrictions. I got it just every single Asian country almost that I did hit. So I don't hope I have any Asian viewers at all, because sorry if you can't watch the replays over on YouTube. Also, I have a hydrate, so I will just do that. But yeah, it's so stupid. But I think it has something to do with licensing or something, maybe, that it's just restricted. So I'm guessing maybe it's the second episode actually can come up on YouTube without the restrictions. I don't know if I should just go and... I know on YouTube you can click like remove sound, because it's the sound that gets copyright claimed anyways, it's not the game footage. Or maybe it is the game footage because of the sequence, because they use the death sequences for the game in the anime, so maybe it's that is getting copyright claimed, I don't know. Too. And that is why it's restricted, because licensing of the anime maybe goes in and say, oh, you can't do that here. Maybe. I don't know. I am not really know anything about those kind of things. I just play the games and have fun. But I will continue because we have a little to go still. Do you say anything else about these now that I have the thinker thing? No, that is all. So I don't think I have anything else left to do in here. Except this is a really weird bathroom though. Unless you comes in over here. Because right now you go in straight into the shower. Because the toilet is over there. Okay, fair enough. So it is a visual, so I can't do anything. Not even removing the sound will help. Fair enough. So I'm guessing that will happen too when we have death scenes in the others. That it's just... Sorry for my Asian viewers. When there was the demands on YouTube afterwards. But I think I have everything I can do here. Game? Oh, phew! I just thought it was about to crash. Oh god, that scared me. I would have been so annoyed if 3 hours of streaming would just have been out the sink like that. Okay, I will continue on. Oh god, that scared me. Yeah, I feel like it. I don't want it to crash. I haven't saved, so I think that's why I have the donation, or not the donation, I have the channel points you can do for save the game. Exactly. I will save it as soon as I can. It looks like you found it, right, Makoto? The bloody numbers that looks that most likely the site has dying message. I've never seen someone written in blood before. A really was a final message. It's as if she wrote it with a final. It was. Take a breath. Try again. is that she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
Do you often talk like an inspiration poster? Fair enough. But the numbers you wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what that could possibly mean. I hate so much that I have watched the anime right now.
So,
I will not spoil it for people who hasn't watched the anime and knows who the killer is and stuff like that. I actually don't know who the killer is. But I hate that I have seen it right now because I know stuff like this. But again, as I said earlier, I remember the first murder really well. The other ones are getting more hazy for me. Maybe it will come to me when I get to them. But yeah, we'll have to see. The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location while she was sitting the way they found her. Yeah, the problem is I actually didn't know that Danganronpa was a game. So I watched the anime together with Momo, mostly because the new seasons of Despair and Hope was coming out at that point too. So we wanted to watch everything before this one. So we watched the first one, and then she told me afterwards, "Oh, by the way, there's a game." So I didn't actually know that before that. So yeah, I know. But this, I will say the second game, I have a plan to play all of the games, both this one, Despair Girls, and Danganronpa 2. I don't know if Despair Girls is before or after Danganronpa 2 though, so I just have to figure that out. I want to play them all, but the second game and Despair Girls I don't really know anything about. I know some of the characters, and I watched a video about the story, but I don't remember any of it at all. So that would be more spoiler free for me. Yeah, I read that one already. It means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand towards the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
well,
Think about it. You're not gonna tell me.
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. I actually think I will just look at the release dates on the games and see what comes first. Maybe. That will make more sense to play it that way. Like, it's like Kingdom Hearts. If you play Birth by Sleep before playing any of the other games, you will still be a little confused because there are so many hints to what comes after in Birth by Sleep. And I also need to get my hands on Danganronpa 3, even though, if I'm not mistaken, Danganronpa 3 Wii is called, I think, or Wii 3, something like that. It's not technically canon with the other games, but I still want to play that too. But I don't have that game. Yeah, V3. I couldn't remember. It's just something with V. But yeah, I think it stands for version 3 or something like that. Fine, then I guess Danganronpa, this one I'm playing now, then Danganronpa 2, and then Despair Girls will be my... English word, come to me please! Would be my... sequence of playing them. It was not the word sequence I was looking for, but it is now. And then if I can get my hand on the version 3, I will play that afterwards. But taking how long these games take, that will be somewhere in the future. Because we're still in the first murder and it's almost 6 hours I've been playing. Yeah, exactly. Dying message. It sounds like Yoko knows what Sayaka's dying message means. But honestly, I have no idea. Oh, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who better to ask than the ultimate programmer?
Makoto.
There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? Oh, you mean how it gets stuck?
What?
Gets stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one, but the door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door?
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame. But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Huh? The doorknob?
That's right.
You didn't notice? Well, just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I did what Kyoga said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob? Yeah, it's definitely not supposed to be turned that way. What the heck? The knob particularly about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem...
Someone must have used a screwdriver or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was, it's already this was intentional. What? If it was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So...
I guess maybe they were trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. But my bedroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathroom can lock, right? She stood there for a while, lost in thought. Then, apparently struck with a sudden realization, she shouted a question at me.
Just a second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bedroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Well, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So, what you're saying is only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she was really starting to get into this, into all this.
I see.
Then that clears that up. Huh? What clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. As if forgetting I was even here, she suddenly turned and left the room. Bathroom door knob has been added to the true bullets. I still don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my rooms a good once over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. I should start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from. And also, I should look into the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what's in the video. And on top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks. If they'll even talk to me, that is. Okay, first off, that is not the right button to save. There we go. The game has been saved. Oh, so it seems like there's some other cutscenes that is getting copyright strike. Or copyright. Not really a strike because you don't get like a bonk in the head and said, no, 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 you can't do that. It's just like, well, someone claimed this. But it is okay. As long as I don't get copyright striked for something, that's fine by me. Because that's even worse than just getting a claim. And I haven't got any strikes, so I'm fine with that. Also, thank you, Dan, for the host, by the way. For Sound now. I actually checked it. I should get a notification about people hosting me. I have no clue why I don't get it. Because I get notification for everything else, and it should go over the same thing. I have no clue why the hosting notification doesn't show up at all. I don't know if it has something to do with the new way that Twitch do the hosting thing. And the coding for how it should turn up doesn't work properly. But yeah, that's how it is. I can't really do anything about that. But I really appreciate hostings. Or maybe it's because it's hosting and not rating. Maybe hosting doesn't work, but rating does. Maybe that is the problem, actually. I will try to look more into it and see why. But I actually think also I will end up stream off for today here. And then we can get into, hopefully, the murder next time. Not the murder, the class trial. I think it was called. It sounds right. Yeah, exactly. I think maybe it's something I haven't turned on for it. Again, there's a lot of... some time ago, Streamlabs did some bullshit stuff, stupid things. And I just decided there that I would switch over to Stream Elements instead. So I had a lot of setup things to do. And maybe I didn't check on hosting how it works. So maybe I've forgotten something there. But I have gotten some other things, like when you... last time I added actually it's yesterday, I added the thing that when you make emotes, for example, they show up in the black square I have. Where also notification should show up for hosting, followers, subscription, donations, stuff like that. So, and I always try to figure out more things that I can add to it. If people have any suggestions, then feel free to come with them. I forgot to say this. I think Jelly already... Exactly. Jelly already gave me an idea for one I could add, so I have to do that when I get to work on the design a little more. But yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by, both Vol, Jelly, Dan. Again, Dan, thank you for the hosting. And I really appreciate people just stopping by saying hi, even though they're not that active in chat. It really means a lot to me. Because I know this is a really heavy game, but I really enjoy just seeing people having fun in chat, and actually I try to follow along in chat as much as I can. Just to talk to you guys. You suggested a picture or something in the background, just a watermark kind of thing, so I was thinking about putting my logo there. But I haven't get around to it yet. But if anyone has any other suggestions to things I can put there, then I will happily hear it. You can always feel free to write to me if you have me on Discord or anything, or else, yeah. I should be able to get to me via Twitter too, because I mostly also answer people there. So, but I've been rambling on. I went off for today and get some food because I'm starting to get hungry. Again, it's 7 PM here where I am about now, so I think I'll do that. So I will talk to you all later, and I hope I'll see you all again on Wednesday for more Danganronpa. And yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Have a great Monday, great start of your week, hopefully. And I will see you all. And now I have to figure out how to get my mouse over to the stop streaming button. Because right now I can't even find my mouse. Oh right, it disappears behind the game when I highlighted the game. I forgot about that. Okay, I'll see you all. Bye.